All right. Evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming through, the faithful few. Of course, we're mainly streaming out across the country tonight, and thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in this evening. We're going to spend the next 40 minutes talking about DuePoint. That's where we're at this evening. And we're very excited about what's happening at DuePoint around the country at the moment. DuePoint has turned into something of quite a phenomenon across South Africa, and it's just amazing that in the 20 months that we've been a division of Constantia, we've been able to make such progress. And so tonight we want to share some of that excitement with you this evening. DuePoint, ladies and gentlemen, is a division of Constantia Insurance Company Limited. We're both a life and a short-term listed insurance company. We've been around since 1952. That's nearly 65 years old. So while you might not have heard of DuePoint before or Constantia, this is a nearly 6.5-decade-old insurance company that we're talking about this evening. We are, of course, an authorized and registered financial services provider. There's our FSP number over there. You can also see all of our licenses, if you want, afterwards on the wall next to the front door. And of course, everything is online. Go and take a look at Constantia's website. You can find us on the JSE under Conduit Capital, and of course on the Financial Services Board's website. You can also find us there as well. So get comfortable and confident with the business that you're going to be dealing with here at DuePoint. We also want you to be comfortable and confident with the team. The reason for that is that the team is here to support you in every possible direction, in every aspect of the business that you do at DuePoint. We are here for you, and we support you right down to training with your teams, meeting with you, strategizing, goal setting, so you can have a very intimate relationship with us if you choose to join us at DuePoint. And as a result, we want you to have utmost trust and confidence in the DuePoint system and with the people as well. So that's me over there, Brendan Benfield. I'm the senior executive here at DuePoint and the founder of the division, and put the team together. I'm a chartered accountant. I've been in the industry for the last 20 years. This is Tim. He's our banking expert. Spent 15 years at the First Rand Group, was actually reporting to the CEO when he came and joined us here at DuePoint. Then we've got Jane. Jane's our auditing expert. She comes from Deloitte, thanks goodness, not KPMG, but she worked both locally and internationally with them for many years. And then we've got Jane. Jane is our international correspondent. She worked in direct selling for at least the last 25 years, both internationally and locally here in South Africa. She brings a tremendous set of skills for us in that direction. And then we've got Rob. Rob's our design guy, ran his own digital design firm in the financial services space for nearly 20 years called Wired. And he's here, and everything you see, feel, and touch has been designed by Rob. So we want you to know the team. The most important aspect of the team here at DuePoint, ladies and gentlemen, is that we are actually here. This is a homegrown South African company, and these are homegrown South Africans. You will always be able to find us Monday to Friday right here in this building. You don't have to try and Skype us in from a prison in Russia. You don't have to try and find us in China or Japan or America. We're right here. And we want you to want that to have just create a little bit of a sense of confidence in what we're trying to do here, that you at least know where we are. Now, folks, what is it that we do at DuePoint? We have two objectives. Our primary objective is that we want to put in the hands of South Africans controllable, stable, and reliable income. Right now, in the South African states, and I don't know if you saw today, Nedbank released their economic forecast and discussion of the South African economy for 2017-2018. It's not pretty. It is not a pretty outlook for South Africa at the moment, and we're all stuck in it as really spectators. As South Africans in the economy here, what do we get to do every day? We don't have any control over our income, so we can't assist in increasing our income. We can't assist in making it more reliable. Instead, we go to work every day where somebody else tells us how much we're going to earn, what our increase is going to be next year, and whether we're going to get a bonus or not, and whether one day we're going to be retrenched or not. Somebody else is going to tell us. We have no control over that. And as I read this afternoon in the Nedbank's economy performance report of South Africa for 2017-2018, I also have no control over what's happening in my economy. It's been sold to outsiders, it would appear. And as a result, we sit here in a position where prices are going up every single day. They in fact admitted in the report that food is out of control. It's one of the most heavily inflated items in the economy at the moment. We can't afford food anymore. I don't know if you've been to Woolies or Checkers lately and seen how expensive food's got. Once upon a time it was affordable, now it is not affordable. And what do? We have no control here in South Africa as South Africans over any aspect of our personal economy. And we want to change that at DuePoint. Our objective is to put in your hands a tool that you can control that you can use to create a stable and reliable income. And our hope is that if you can do that, we can start eradicating that thing that we've been using to try and correct the situation we're in. We all know we don't earn enough to pay for what we need to live in this country. All of us have had to use debt in order to get just the things we need to survive in this country. And we've invented all sorts of ways of creating debt in our lives, have we not? We've got car loans and home loans, those are the standard ones. But then we've got all our retail loans. Truworths, Ackermans, Woolworths. Pick and Pay are now selling food on credit. Is that not frightening? That you'll now buy food, eat it, and pay for it over the next 6 months. It's a complete nightmare. And we hope that if we've given you a tool that creates income for you on a stable, recurring manner and in a way you can control, then we can bridge that gap that has been filled for too long with debt. We want to change it, eradicate the debt, and ultimately, we hope that it'll be able to grow to a point where you can start aspiring to things above where you are right now. Right now, we're all just surviving. We want to move South Africans beyond surviving. We want them to start aspiring for greatness again, and we hope to do that. That's our primary objective. Our secondary objective is that we're making a 21st century financial services company here. We want you plugged in as our customers directly to the heart of our business. We want that to be the case 24 hours a day. We want to be able to communicate with you constantly. We want to be in a position where we can help educate you and transform your mind and understanding around the financial services industry. And we put together a whole lot of technology in order for us to achieve these two objectives. And with them all together, we call it the DuePoint system. Now, the DuePoint system, super simple. What you've got to do as an individual is you get to contract with us as a wealth engineer. As a wealth engineer, you have one task to do for us. It's not selling. It's not advertising. It's got nothing to do with products, and it's got nothing to do with advice on financial products. You're free from all of that burden. No more products, no more nothing. Flick the switch in your head. From this point forward, you don't have to think about it. You have one task for us. That's simply connecting people to DuePoint. That's all you've got to do. As you connect individuals for us, you naturally penetrate the South African economy for us, and we're able to come along as DuePoint. And facilitate the sales transaction. We do it, not you. And this is something that people really battle to do. There were a couple of reviews we read last week by Americans trying to review the DuePoint system remotely. Clueless. They have no idea. But the biggest thing that stumbled them over was the fact that they couldn't work out how you wouldn't have to do any selling. Well, that is the wonder and freedom of the DuePoint system that we've created. There's a system where we do the selling, not you. You just connect to us. Now, as we do those sales, as we facilitate the purchase of products in these channels that you create for us, we create revenue. And when we create revenue, we're able to create that recurring extra income for you. Now, we don't sell goodies here. There's no milkshakes and creams and face creams and mouth sprays and all of that nonsense here that you have to put in your boot and drive around and try and convince your friends to buy. That does not create recurring income. Some people like it because it creates right now income, but it's right now income only if you're successful in convincing your friend to buy your product. If you're not, it's no income. What we use here is financial services and lifestyle products. They run on automated debit order systems. And every month that those debit orders go off, no matter what you're doing, the income comes in. Recurring, reliable, and our hope is for a lifetime through the system that we have created here. It's the cornerstone of our DuePoint system, the ability to create that kind of financial leverage for you. Then we layer that with your ability to leverage others in the construction of this income. So we all know you don't have time. It's not a valid excuse. Cross it off the list. Don't tell the person who brought you here this evening or the person who's making you watch this video that you don't have time. Off the list. It's off the list. Why? Because nobody has time. Nobody. That's the very thing we're trying to solve with the DuePoint system. We're trying to give you a tool to buy back your time so that you don't have to spend the rest of your life with no time. With our system, you're able to leverage the little bits of time that lots of people have to accumulate it into a large amount of time that you can use for the construction of your channels with us here at DuePoint and the construction, ultimately, of your financial freedom. Now, folks, this is not an employment opportunity. I want to clear this up right now for you. All my Facebookers out there, we are not hiring. We're not recruiting. We're not sponsoring. You don't have to do any of this stuff anymore. What a freedom that we have created here for you at DuePoint. There is no recruitment. We just give you a tool. We put it in your hands. Here's the tool. Use the tool as and when you want. You are completely independent from us here at DuePoint. No staff meetings on Monday mornings when I scold you for not producing enough. No, there's none of that. You're completely independent of us. You have a tool that you use here at DuePoint. Now, folks, there is absolutely no risk in becoming a wealth engineer. I say that quite confidently. We have created a system that we believe eliminates financial loss for you. Now, the reason we've done this is because there are so many of these systems out there that want your money before you can even get started. We know this. You know it too very well. In fact, we had some international guys out here very recently doing some talks in South Africa. And from the moment you walk in the door, you have to have your credit card in your hand. And every 3 sentences they say, swipe now and you'll get this. Swipe now and I'll give you one of my only 7 DVDs. Swipe now and I'll give you the starter kit for 5,000 Rand. Folks, none of that occurs at DuePoint. There's no startup cost, no starter kit, no monthly fee, admin fee, business fee, marketing fee, and no cost for application forms. There is, in fact, no cost at all for being a wealth engineer. By being a DuePoint product owner, you're automatically a wealth engineer. There's no additional cost. And as a result, this very evening, you can become a wealth engineer, fill out the application form, and immediately start building your channel here with us at DuePoint without having paid a single cent. That is the system that we've created, and therefore there is no risk for you in becoming a wealth engineer. If tomorrow you go, no, I don't want to do this, that's fine. Don't do anything with it. It will have cost you nothing. Now, there is a price for being a wealth engineer, but it's not financial. We're going to talk about it in a moment. Then, folks, there is no specific qualification or experience required. Because you are not actively now involved in the financial services space, which is incredibly regulated and requires a whole lot of education experience from those that are involved in it. But instead, you are free just to connect individuals to us. No advice, no brokering, no agent, no representing, all of that nonsense out the window, because you just connect individuals to us. Everyone can become a wealth engineer at DuePoint. Now, just having said this, I don't want to diminish the value of what we do here. What we do is we actually, probably for the first time in your life, put you in a position where you get to create an actual asset. These channels of distributions, these connections of people that you create for us, create recurring income. Remember, that's what we said. All of our products run on monthly debit orders. Where you have recurring income, you now have something you can price. It's like a business. If you had a business that had profit every month, you would be able to price it. And when you can price it, you can sell it. You can sell it to somebody else, and it's going to be left to your children when you pass away. One of the things we're trying to achieve at DuePoint is generational legacy. And this is a difficult thing for us as South Africans to sort of grasp, because in South Africa over the last 200 years, we've never built anything that we could hand over to our children. We've never built anything that lasted more than just a short period of time. Think about your job. If you lose your job today, can you hand it over to your children? No. If you pass away, can you hand your job over to your children? No. But all of us have been working jobs generation after generation after generation, and we never leave anything for our children. Now, our hope is at DuePoint that we will be able to create this generational legacy where your channel will move on to your children, and the income you created in your lifetime will now be earned by them, and they can take these channels and grow them even further in their lifetimes if they want. That replaces this debt that we're handing over to our children generation after generation. So instead of sending minus numbers to our children, we want to be able to send those positive numbers to them. That's what we're doing here. And then, folks, of course, it's a system of complete convenience. When we started this, and this is the thing, people think that we didn't ask the questions that they've got in their heads. I'm always very insulted when people come and ask me questions as if I had never asked them before we started the DuePoint division. We understand all the reasons why people don't want to do direct selling and network marketing in South Africa. We understand that because it's got a terrible history of embarrassment. That's mainly what it is. We don't want to sell to our friends. No, that's embarrassing. Our name is our brand. We got to drag them from the braai into the lounge and show them the business opportunity and then try and sell them products, and all of that's been removed. There is no presenting in the DuePoint system. Only 2 of us do presentations, Rob and I. And tonight is a very lucky night for you because I'm much better than Rob. And tonight, you get to hear me do it. Now, can I tell you, there's no presenting. We're the only 2 people that do the presentations. I'm going to show you now how that you can connect people to us anytime, anywhere. You never ever have to be responsible for doing presentations. So that whole embarrassment thing is taken away. Then you don't want to do the selling. We understand. Nobody wants to do the selling. It's bringing these things in the back of your boot and having store them in your garage. No, it's all gone. In our system, only DuePoint does the selling. We've used technology and the process that we've used to eliminate that from you. So it's a system of convenience. All you have to do is connect people to us. Now, how do you connect people to us? Well, it's very simple. All you got to do is one of 4 things. The first one is you can go to our information counter and buy one of our USB sticks. It's 170 Rand. You can order it online at info@duepoint.net as well if you want one. That USB stick has got our entire presentation on it and a bunch of other things for you on it. Wherever you are, you can plug it into a smart TV or a computer and a laptop, and there we are doing the presentation for you 24 hours a day, anywhere that you are. The second way that you can connect people to us is you can bring them here. We present Monday through Saturday, night times, lunch times, mornings. We're constantly presenting out of this building. So if you're here and in the region, bring your friends and acquaintances and we'll present to them here every day, 6 days a week. Okay, then the third way, your most important way of connecting individuals to DuePoint is through our YouTube channel. It's DuePoint channel. You go to YouTube, you search DuePoint channel, it comes up. You can watch us. All of our recorded presentations, even tonight's presentation, will be recorded and put on YouTube. You can go pick your favorite one. 24 hours a day, anywhere in the country, you click a button, and there either me or Rob is presenting to you. So you're free. If you're here this evening, you never have to come back ever again. You never have. There's your link to us right there. You go to YouTube, you click the button from your home, and there we are doing the presentation. And then, of course, the fourth way of connecting people to DuePoint is through our live streams. Every one of our presentations is broadcast live across the country, and it means that anywhere you are, whether you're at work, at home, at church, in a coffee shop, as long as you've got a screen and an internet connection, wham presto, there we are live on that screen presenting to anyone you want to connect to DuePoint. So like I said, you're never going to have to present again. As you do this, as you connect people to us, some of these people are going to want to become wealth engineers. If they become wealth engineers, we allocate them to you and your channel is born. These folk go out, they will connect individuals to us. Some too will want to become wealth engineers, and when they do, we allocate them again to you. And this process repeats itself over and over again as people around the country start talking about DuePoint, start connecting people to us, and we allocate them to your channel. We then come along as DuePoint. We come along as DuePoint, and we facilitate the purchase of our products throughout this channel that you've created, this market penetration that you've created for us. And when we do that, we create that recurring income for you. Now, what's very, very important to note, folks, is that this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. Now, originally we said that because we were worried that people would think we were the same as all these things that come in from offshore and they're here for 5 minutes, take your money and run away. We thought we'd better tell you this is legitimate. But what we've found out since we've been doing this is actually we need to warn you against the opposite. Everybody's looking for a get-rich-quick scheme. There is no such thing as a get-rich-quick scheme. Nothing that anybody promises you is going to make you rich overnight. What it is going to do is take your money from you. That's what it's going to do. There's only one person who's going to get rich, and that's the person who's telling you about the get-rich-quick scheme. No, folks. This is genuine income earning opportunity. Remember, we're a listed and licensed insurance company. There are 8 regulators that look after our business alone. Folks, what we wanted to create was not money that's here today and gone tomorrow. We wanted to create recurring, stable, reliable income. Income you can rely on for, we hope, the rest of your life. If we're going to do that, we're going to have to do it properly. And this is where the price comes. The price comes in your time. You are going to have to spend time and thought and perseverance in building a channel with us here at DuePoint that creates an income that can potentially last you a lifetime. This is far more powerful than you getting 10,000 Rand now and nothing ever again, which seems to be what many people want because of the desperation of our economy here in South Africa. No, we want a long-term solution. That's what we're creating here at DuePoint. Now, for those of you who put the time in, for those of you who do persevere, we reward you in 2 ways. The first way is through our returns program. Our returns program pays you 27.50 Rand every time somebody in your channel makes a product payment via debit order, multiplied by a factor of where in your channel the payment was made. So for instance, you go out, you chat to a couple of your friends. Some of them become wealth engineers, not all of them. Not everybody's going to say yes. They're all going to laugh at you. Others are going to go, hang on, I catch the vision. I want to do this. They become wealth engineers, they pay for their products, and you get 27 Rand 50 multiplied by 200%. These are people you introduced. 55 Rand. 21st century money, this. Not 1990s 12 Rand, 26, 5 Rand 50, 1 Rand 50. I've seen all of it, okay? I've seen it all. That's 1990s. This is the 21st century, and we need 21st century, especially when the Nedbank report says that inflation is horribly skewed on the things that we need, like food. Okay, we're going to need decent money. We get 55 Rand. Now, these few folk go out, they chat to a few more people. Some of them become wealth engineers, pay for their product, and again, you get 27 Rand 50 multiplied by 200%. In this, it's 55 Rand. In this particular example, you've only been here a few minutes, a handful of people, and you're earning just under 1,000 Rand a month. Now, there's some lovely examples of people that have really, really leveraged this here at DuePoint. I'm going to show you a couple of their stories earlier, but they have proven that this actually works. This exact example works. Within a few minutes, you can be earning 1,000 Rand a month. Now, that's not going to change your life, but you feel it straight away in your pocket. Now, for those of you who then go and pay the price of time, and build a channel across the country, spending time and energy to change your economic future. We pay you on a reducing basis down to the 8th point. But there is no limit to the size of the channel you can create here at DuePoint. From the 8th point onwards, as long as you qualify to earn, you're always going to get 4% of 27 Rand 50. You can make a 25-point big channel, a 50-point big channel, a 75-point big channel. If you're qualified to earn on each point, you will earn 4% of 27 Rand 50 from the 8th point on. Now, we do this on purpose. We want to unlock your potential, and we want to create that generational legacy. One day when you hand it over to your children, even if you've only built 6 or 7 points, they might be able to take it to 20 points in their lifetime. And we want them to be able to continue to grow their income. This is how we will impact the economy. Now, in order to know how to qualify to earn, and it's very simple, like everything at DuePoint, we've made it dead simple. Go to our YouTube channel and watch the 6-minute video. That's how long it takes for me to explain the whole system to you. The 6-minute video on how to qualify. That's all you need to know, and this becomes a reality. Now, what's the practical outpouring of our returns program? How much do you actually earn in the DuePoint system in our returns program? Well, it's very difficult for us to calculate because all of you are going to grow at a different rate. Some of you are going to do nothing. I don't know why. None of us are going to stop you, but can I tell you that at least 80% of you are going to do nothing. You're going to walk out of here tonight probably excited. I'm not even finished yet. We're getting to the exciting stuff still. And you're going to walk out, and then by tomorrow morning you'll wake up and go, I don't want to do this. I want to carry on with my dead-end job. Now, of course, nobody's ever going to ask you to quit your job here at DuePoint. That would be crazy. This is the add-on. This is the tool you add to your life. Whatever income you're earning now, you're going to add this income to your life. And yet somehow many people go, no, I can't use it. It's too hard. I don't have time. Nobody's got time. Okay? We know this. This is a decision that you're going to have to make. So what we did is we went and we pulled out 20 years of data. We did a whole lot of maths on the data, and we came up with what we believe is a very conservative growth rate for a new wealth engineer starting out at DuePoint. And we believe it sets reasonable and conservative milestones for you to achieve and for you to aim towards. We call it the 3+2 growth formula. It says in your first month with us, just put 3 people on your first point. 3 people in your first month. This is not an unreasonable ask. You've got an entire month to find 3 people, okay? Just tell me if I'm being unreasonable at any stage. And then it says every month thereafter, just put 2 people in. But I'm talking to you now, you the wealth engineer, not your channel. You've got to put 2 people in every single month thereafter. And you've got to do it every single month. You can't now say, no, it's Christmas, I'm taking the month off. It's my birthday month, I'm not doing it. It's New Year's, I'm not doing it. Every month, you've got to find 2 people. That's 1 person every 2 weeks. That's how conservative we were. We tried to make this as reasonable as possible. Now, if you can do that, 2 people a month, constantly into the future, paying the price of time, we believe that after 6 months, you can reasonably expect to be earning around 2,500 Rand a month. Okay, 2,500 Rand a month. It's not exactly life-changing. It is for some, but for others, it's like, geez, I charge that per hour. Okay. It is, however, 30,000 Rand a year that you have added to your household income. Remember, you're still earning your salary, and you add an extra 2,500. So what I want you to do as I talk through the rest of this, okay, is I want you to draw up in your head now your list of financial problems. What are the woes that you have right now? Are you covering your rent? Are you covering your food? Do you need new clothes? Is your car desperate for repairs? What are the things that you do? Do you need medical bills paid? Draw the list up in your head. Now, what does an extra 2,500 rand do? What does it start crossing off on your list? You've been here 6 months, and it is recurring, stable, there reliably every single month. Okay, now, if you can push through to a year, how many of you can push through to a year? Doesn't sound very long, does it? Hey, 1 year. How many years have you spent in your careers? Quite long, okay? So 1 year shouldn't be too much of a problem. If you can do a year, it's 9,000 to 10,000 rand a month. That's what you can reasonably and conservatively expect to be earning with us. You can do much better, or you can get nothing. Okay, you do nothing, you get nothing. This is not one of those, oh, give us the 5,000 rand, you guaranteed to. This is real. And real says you don't do anything, you don't get anything. But if you've done 12 months with us, plus 2, working with your teams, our math says 9,000 to 10,000 rand. Let's pull that list up again. How many line items do we cross off with an extra 10,000 rand every month on top of what you're earning? How many items do you take? You guys don't seem very impressed. Okay, hang on. Just stick with me, okay? Just stick with me. Can you commit to 2 years? If you can commit to 2 years, now I've got to ask you guys, have you ever committed to anything for 2 years? Other than your job and your kid, and those two don't count, okay? Have you ever committed to something else for more than 2 years, okay? I would use marriage as an example, but it's such a poor example these days. 2 years, never survived 2 years of marriage. So we can't use that example. 2 years, if you can do 2 years with us, we reckon you can reasonably expect to earn around 27,000 to 30,000 rand a month. Okay, that's 360,000 rand a year. That's more than most people earn already. That's 2 years. It's 2019, November 2019, 27,000 to 30,000 rand a month. Alrighty, okay. Well, maybe we're warming you up now. All right, if you can do 3 years with us, if you can do 3 years, we reckon it'll be about 45,000 to 50,000 rand a month. 600,000 rand a year. What have you been tasked with? No presentations, no selling, and you have to find 2 people every month. Okay, that's what? For 50,000 rand a month. Okay, just tell me when this is not sounding reasonable anymore, okay? You see, then people say to me, the problem, Brendan, with DuePoint is you earn too slowly. I went to a guy, and he said if I gave him 5,000 rand, he'll make it 50,000 rand next month. Don't laugh. That's what I hear every day. When I say, why have you stopped doing DuePoint? They go, no, because it's taking too long to earn. I want to go to this guy who promises me. Promises. Speaking to a lovely couple today. They've been working hard in the DuePoint system, systematically growing their income. They said that they went to many of these things in the past where they were promised income. And they spent money there. Spent and never saw a cent. Yes, because that's not real. This is real. If you can build for 3 years, you can expect reasonably and conservatively to be earning around 50,000 rand a month. Now, if you can do 4 years with us, we reckon it'll be about 60,000 to 65,000 rand a month, 720,000 a year. And if you can do half a decade with us, that's 5 years, 60 months. It's not 3 months, it's not 5 weeks, it's 5 years of working. Hard, yes, hard, but 2 people a month, okay, every month, and working with your team. We reckon you'll be on about 80,000 to 100,000 rand a month. That's R1 million a year. R1 million a year puts you in the top 0.5% of earners in the country. Now, people who feel like they don't have time for this, that it could be too embarrassing, that it might not be worth it, I'm going to ask you the question, how long have you been working in your careers for right now? How many years? 5 years, 10 years, 25 years? How many have been working? Any of you get even to 30,000 rand a month? No. How come you're not going to your bosses on Monday morning and going, no. This is taking too long. The guy down the road there promised me. Why are you willing to get up every Monday morning and go to that job that is making you poor? You know it is. It's not keeping up with inflation. You're going to get, what, a 3%, 6% increase? Food's going up like 17, 18, 19% per annum. How are we going to cover the costs on a 6% increase per year? But when I say 5 years of a little bit of labor, a lot of time and a little bit of labor, and we can put you, reasonably conservatively, if you put the labor in, possibly into the top 0.5% of earners in the country, why would 80% of you tomorrow morning wake up and go, no, thank you? That's the question you're going to have to ask yourselves tonight. Now, we've had other people ask themselves that question, and some have got committed. I can't show you the 80% who've done nothing, okay? I can't. They did nothing. All right, but I can show you the 20% who've picked up this tool and started working with it. Every month we grab a handful of folk and we put them on the stage. Just a couple from around the country that are earning. We've got more than 1,000 earners already at DuePoint. But we take a couple every month and we show you what they're doing. This month we had a couple of guys like Joseph. Joseph joined us 5 months ago. 5 months ago, okay? He's got a full-time job. He said he didn't have a choice. He said, how am I going to create financial freedom for myself? I can start my own business. I don't have the capital. I don't have the money. I don't have the time, and I'm worried about the risk. Or I have to carry on slaving away in my career, very unlikely to see me break through. Or I can do DuePoint. And he got it, and within 2 weeks, he was earning 1,900 Rand a month. 2 weeks to 1,000. Remember I said it would take 6 months to get to 2,500. I feel like that's a conservative and realistic goal. He said, no, thank you. I'm going to use this tool. I'm going to use it properly. 5 months in, 9,700 Rand a month. In 5 months. Okay? He chose to use the tool constantly and progressively. Then we've got Shedrick. You can see he's a player and he's a hustler. This man's a machine. He's a machine. He's out there to win it. And he joined DuePoint about 6 months ago. And in 6 months, he's created a channel worth 13,000 Rand a month. I said it would take a year to get to 9,000 to 10,000. Do you remember? Half a year. Half a year. Now, don't get confused by what you're seeing here and go, I'm next. 6 months, I'm going to be on 13,000 Rand a month. Because you're probably not. You're probably not. These guys are amazing. And you might not be. That's not to insult you. That's just to say that you might be extremely busy. You might work 10, 12 hours a day. These guys have got more time on their hands. They know more people, whatever it may be. But if you work consistently with our tool, in time, you will create income that is stable, recurring, and creates economic freedom. That's what you do. So don't go here, gee, 6 months time from now, you go, I'm not on 13,000 Rand, I quit. That makes no sense. I said to you, you should be on 2,500 Rand. Okay? But we're showing you what the potential of this tool is. Then we get Nompilo. She comes from the retirement village of South Africa, Port Shepstone. I mean, really, what's happening in Port Shepstone? Well, Nompilo's happening in Port Shepstone. In the 6 months that she's been with us, in fact, it's closer to 5 months, she has created a 15,000 Rand a month channel. Let's pull up that list of problems you got again. What would an extra 15 grand do to that list tonight? How many things would come off that list with an extra 15,000? This is in your hands now. The tool will be in your hands when you leave here this evening. And then, of course, we've got Zongaziwe. Zongaziwe, KZN. If you believe you can't do this business, if you can't get to our head office, here's the living proof that you can build your channel anywhere in the country. Zongaziwe joined us 5 months ago. And in 5 months, she's created a channel with 25,000 Rand a month. 25,000. That's a lot. That's like 300,000 a year that she's created for herself. And she's done it in 6 months. The decision is yours. Now, you can go to our YouTube channel, and you'll be able to find piles of testimonies. There must be 70 on there. Some guys that are taking longer to earn. They're on 3,000 or 4,000 Rand a month. Some guys that are on 6,000 or 7,000 Rand a month after a year and a half. Other guys that are on 100,000 Rand a month. They're all there, and you can see them all on our YouTube channel. It's what you do with the tool. You will decide, and you'll need to make that decision every day. Then, that's the first way you earn. The second way you earn is through our training program. We call our training program our XP Rewards program, and what we do is we take you from beginner through to expert in this business. So cross that excuse off. I don't know how to do it. Cross it off. We teach you how to do it through a series of steps. And as you complete the steps in the programs, we give you what's called XP points. XP points are experience points. They're not worth any rands and cents. Don't let anybody tell you they're worth rands and cents, because they're not. They are simply a measure of your experience in our system. And naturally, as you become more experienced, your channel will grow. And where you meet the two criteria in our training program of XP and channel size, we rank you up. And when we rank you up, we reward you. We reward you in the beginning with a little bit of cash. Okay? You need the cash. We know you need the cash. Look at our economy, read the Nedbank report, and you know we need the cash. Then, as you get a little bit more experienced and your channel gets a little bit bigger, well, so does the cash start getting pretty serious. Okay. Then from rank 5, we start to give you tools. Tools we know in our years of experience of doing this will accelerate the growth of your channel. At rank 5, we give you an imported Lightning memory stick. It comes from America, plugs into every single electronic device in the country. It's got our downloads, our presentations, testimonies, tools, everything you need to connect people to DuePoint with. Then, at rank 7, we give you an imported set of business cards worth 12,500 Rand. Gold gilded, gold printed, and that's not my cokie. It's proper metallic gold print that we put in there, custom made for you. When you give people these cards, and they have never seen a business card like it before, they're going to want to know what DuePoint is and what you do for it. It's a very powerful tool. If you catch any of these guys in our passages, they will tell you how it has accelerated the growth of their business. All right. Then, at rank 9, which is a hell of a long way from where you are because you're all rank 0 this evening. At rank 9, as long as you maintain your channel size, every year that you do, we take you and your family away on a 5-star business class, all expenses paid week away. Not to like the Aventura Resort in Bloemfontein. 5-star business class. This year we're going to one of the finest hotels in Mauritius. Next year we might go somewhere else. And we take your family with. And as long as you maintain your channel size, we take you every year. Another wonderful thing about the DuePoint system is you don't start at 0 every year and have to try and get to rank 9 every year. No, this is an accumulating system. So even if you become a wealth engineer this evening, the work you do over the next 60 days to the 1st of January is going to be what you have when you start on the 1st of January. And you will accumulate from that point forward. And if you don't go rank 9 next year, it's not a problem. When you start the next year, you've got all the work you've done as your starting point for that year. Which means that for those who persevere in the system, you will ultimately go rank 9. Which means that ultimately, every year, you will come away with us. Every year. Now, we're going over December, so there's pretty much no chance you're going to make it. You can prove me wrong. I'm happy to be proven wrong. But I'm pretty sure that in the next 50 days, you're not going to get to rank 9. But that doesn't matter. We want you to see where we're going because you could be with us next year. You could be with us next year. This is where we're going. Actual footage of the hotel we're going to.
All of your wind has gone, and all of the paths you've drawn have sunk to the ocean sun where no one can see. You stand on at the dark embrace, cower the dreams you chase under the rust and blood. Don't let yourself
All right, looks like it should be okay. Will you be there? Will you be there? We got 2 planes full of business class coming with us this year. 2 planes. So it's not like we had one that made it, you know. We've got 2 planes full of families coming with us at the end of this year. Will you be there next year? Will you be there? Is it going to be hard? For sure. To get to rank 9, you must know we've made it hard. But at the same time, we've designed it to build your economic freedom. When you get there, you not only get the trip, that's just the cherry on the cake. You have already built for yourself economic freedom. The kind you don't have right now is built. It's 2 things that you get out of our system. Remember, the returns program, building your economic freedom, and the XP Rewards program, rewarding you along the way as you train and become an expert with us in the system. At rank 11, folks, we give you another useful tool. It's your own car. It's not branded. It's not rented to you. It's not financed through us. We don't give it to you and take it away. It's your car. And our hope is that you will use it to build your freedom with us here. Every month, we run as part of our training program, our XP Rewards program. It's like little pieces of training that we give you to do each month. Each month, the criteria, the training criteria is different. And everyone who completes that criteria, is rewarded with tools that are going to help you grow your channels. And our hope is, of course, that you build an entire toolkit with these XP Rewards program, because every month the tool is different. So some months it's an iPhone. Other months it's an iPad. Some months it's a smart TV, data, Wi-Fi routers, cash, all the things you need to build your channels. This month we were talking explosive growth. It's the 30th, so there's not a lot of time left other than for the wealth engineers that have been going for it all month. What did you have to do this month? You had to put 7 new people on your first point. Remember my 3 plus 2, you had to only put 2 in. We want you to have explosive growth. We want you to go and find 2 people a week, not 2 people a month. Put 7 people on your first point, get 2 of them qualified, and if they've all paid by the end of the month, you get your own Apple iPhone. Not a Hong Kong banana, Apple iPhone, okay? Yours, new, you peel it out the plastic, plus 2,000 XP. And if you're a wealth engineer and you've had wealth engineers in your channel before that have fallen away, if you reinstate their membership with us as wealth engineers this month, if you reinstate 3 of them and have them all paid by the end of the month, as well as your 7 and your 2 qualified, you not only get the iPhone and the bonus XP, but an extra 3,000 Rand cash. That's what happens in just this month's Wealth Quest. On the 1st of November, which is Wednesday lunchtime, we're going to be revealing November's Wealth Quest and the tool that's available for all who complete the criteria for November. So make sure you're back here lunchtime Wednesday to see what November's Wealth Quest is going to be. Folks, people say to me, Brendan, how do you get the money for all of this? I've done the maths, it doesn't seem to work. Well, folks, it's very simple. In the traditional financial services and insurance and banking space, what we do is we advertise to you. That's how we get you to connect with us. We spend hundreds of millions as companies every year advertising to you. This is where I cut my teeth. Years and years and years in this space, spending millions. I mean, to run one TV advert can cost you 360,000 Rand. Just to run it, never mind to produce the ad. But millions and millions spent. And we advertise everywhere, don't we? Billboards, radios, TVs, taxis, bathrooms, everywhere we can, we advertise. Now, what do we do to pay for that advertising? Well, we reverse engineer the cost of it into your product payment. So what you pay for your funeral cover, your banking fees, your car insurance, that monthly payment, it's got 30 to 50% next month's marketing built into the price. Now, we've done exactly the same thing at DuePoint. We've done exactly the same thing. We've built it into the price. The only difference is we don't do any advertising. That's why you'd never heard of DuePoint before this evening. We don't do any advertising. We use you to connect us to South Africans. And as a result, instead of me spending all that money on SABC, DSTV, and cheater billboards, no, now I've got the money available for you and your channel. That's basically how the maths works. Folks, there are 3 products that we as DuePoint facilitate the purchase of in your channels. You don't have to worry about it. This is what we do. The first one is our Access Wealth Plan. Our Access Wealth Plan costs 299 Rand a month, and it actually contains 2 independent products. The first one is your very own tax-free investment account. Now, this is not a savings account. It's an investment account. It doesn't have interest, no. What it does is we take 100 Rand and of that 299 every month, and we put it into your investment account, and that money is then sent to GFA Sanlam to purchase shares in the stock exchange in South Africa, and you now become shareholders in the major companies of South Africa. Your money then moves with the stock market. If the market's up, your money's up. If it's down, your money's down. But if you look over time, the stock market's been moving up for decades now. And that's why we thought this was a much better idea in getting South Africans into financial freedom. Then, for the other remaining 199 Rand, you get 110,000 Rands worth of personal accident cover. That means that if you pass away, your beneficiaries get the investment value that you've got and 110,000 Rand. Our second product is our Wealth Guard product. Our Wealth Guard product costs 274 Rand a month, and for that, you get 1.1 million Rands worth of personal accident cover. No waiting periods. You're undercover from your first payment. No medical examinations or declarations, and no maximum age limits. You can have this product until your last breath with us. Now, folks, this is not funeral cover, and it is not life cover. It doesn't cover death by natural causes or illness. No, because if we include those in our products, we start fighting against our primary objective. Our primary objective was putting income in the hands of South Africans. Now, if you bring people here, and we have to underwrite them. Do you have STDs? Do you have diabetes? Do you have hypertension? Do you have cancer? Do you have AIDS? Half the people that come here, we won't be able to accept. And as a result, we'll be failing our primary objective. But with our accident cover, you can bring anybody and everybody to DuePoint, and they can all become wealth engineers with us here. So that's what excites us about our products. Then our third product is our Wealth Points Buyers Club. For 274 Rand a month, you get to be a member of our Buyers Club. As a member of our Buyers Club, you get access to our lists of suppliers. We've gone as a corporate and negotiated discounts and prices and account managers and packages that you now have access to. And we've got groceries in there, travel, accommodation, entertainment, cars, health. We've got it all built in there. Some give discounts. Some give special packages. Some give vouchers. Some give you personalized service that you can't get as an individual, but you can get as a corporate. And for 274 Rand a month, you get access to all of that. So some people get confused and go, no, I just took Wealth Points because you've got checkers. That's the dumbest thing on earth. There's only one little piece of the value that you've got here. You can use all those suppliers every single month. The value of your savings could be massive. So we love that product. It's our non-insurance, non-financial product, but we love it. Folks, that's DuePoint. You survived it. You made it through. We've locked the doors. You have to make a decision now. You have to make a decision. Whoever brought you here has forced you into a position where whether you like it or not, you've got to make a decision. Are you in or are you out? Are you willing to change the way you think about making money, or will you continue on that hamster wheel to nowhere? That's the decision you make tonight. We don't take your money. You noticed I didn't ask for your credit card to be swiped once this whole presentation. Okay? It's a decision. It's a practical, logical decision you have to make this evening about whether you want to start changing the way you make income by putting this tool in your life. That's what it is. If you do want to become a wealth engineer this evening, it's very simple. You take your smartphone, your tablet, our iPads outside, hook up into the free Wi-Fi, go to DuePoint.net, click apply, fill out the form. No money having passed from your hands, you're a wealth engineer. You can start building straight away. Okay, that's the easy part. All right, now, if you're serious about this business, you want to get the tools. We can get you the tools right out the gates. You can get them at our information counter, or you can order them at info@DuePoint.net. Our USB stick with our presentation on it. Anytime, anywhere, pull it out, plug it in, and you're showing our presentation to someone. Get the USB stick. The backup battery for your phones. Every night, every presentation, someone comes to ask to charge their phone. Every night. Halfway through the application form, boom. If you want to stop that happening and have a great conversation starter, get the battery, plug it in. Your app will always be, your phone will always be alive and ready for action. Get the business cards, 500 business cards. Rob always says, don't even come to me with questions unless you're serious about this business. You're only serious about this business when you're taking it seriously. Get the tools. You can order them at our counter or at info@DuePoint.net. Get the tools and get out there and start changing your economic future. Then, folks, subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you want to become a serious wealth engineer, or your major connection to DuePoint is through YouTube. You've got to be able to use it. So go to YouTube and subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. And every time we go live, your phone will ping. You'll know we're live. You can push the button, get your friends around, and there we are doing the presentation live. You will also know when we upload videos. We then want you to download the free app. It's on the Google Play Store or the Apple iStore, App Store. Go to it, download it. It's free. You can use our Wi-Fi to get it on your phones or your tablets. It plugs you into your channel in real time. In real time, you can see what's going on in your channel, minute by minute. It's got your training in there. It's got your personal details and product documents in there. It's got all your tools. And folks, I encourage you, do the training. We've put hours into preparing the best training in the country for you. Do it and get cracking with it. And then, folks, when you do download your app, click on your name, top left-hand corner. It's going to bring up your profile. Click on the picture, and it'll allow you to take a picture. If you take a nice profile picture of yourself tonight, you get 1,000 XP straight in to your system. You need 1,000 XP to go rank 1. All you now need to do is go and get a few people, and you're rank 1 already in our system. So make sure when you download the app, you take your profile pic. Wherever you are, guys, take the profile pic, 1,000 XP. Folks, people get excited about this business. They want to run out there, and they do a few things wrong. So before you leave, I'd like to give you just 5 things to remember. Just 5 things. There's a code of conduct we have with you. Read it, and you'll understand everything. But if you don't remember everything, remember these 5 things. First of all, don't become a wealth engineer if you can't afford to. There are costs. Data is going to be a cost of yours. We're online, fully online. You can see there's hardly anybody here because they're all out there. You don't have to come to our office. There's no paper application forms, no paper brochures, no gazebos. No, we're fully online. There are going to be costs involved. If you can't afford it, don't become a wealth engineer. We just make your life worse. Don't become a wealth engineer if you don't have access to the internet. This is a fully online business. Like I said, you need to have a smartphone. You need to know how to use computers. You need to have a basic understanding of your smartphone and access to the internet. If you can't, you won't be able to build this business. And then, don't become a wealth engineer if you struggle with transport. This is a system of connecting people. You are going to be moving between people. If you really struggle to move, you're going to struggle to do this business. Now, if you do want to become a wealth engineer, which I encourage you all to do this evening, the one thing I don't want you to do, the number one thing I don't want you to do is to fill out our application form on behalf of someone else. It's actually an act of fraud when you do it. It's a criminal offense. You could end up in jail. Because in the application form, you are going to tick things like, I agree to the terms and conditions of being a wealth engineer. I agree to the terms and conditions of these products. I give you authority to raise debit orders against my bank account. You cannot tick that on behalf of somebody else. So don't ever fill out the application form. And again, this is a good filter for you on who you want to put in your channel. You're thinking now, I'm going to go and get my gogo in the KZN Midlands. She's never seen a computer. She's still on a wired telephone, but she loves me and supports me. She will definitely get into my channel. Okay, there's a couple of problems. First of all, she can't fill the form out. She doesn't know how to use a computer. So now you're going to have to fill the form out and break the law by doing that. And then second of all, she's never going to be able to build your business because she has no access to the internet. So use these natural filters to pick the right people to put into your channel that they not only can come in, but they're equipped to build into the future the channel that you want them to build to create your financial freedom. Then, folks, don't ever add direct family members to your channel. If you live in the same house as a family member, then they can't be in your channel. So husbands and wives, you work under one W number. One of you signs up, you build your channel together. Kids, if they're in the same house, they must sign up under the person who introduced you. If they live in another house far away, other provinces, then it's fine. They can come into your channel. Then, folks, don't run out now and start a DuePoint Facebook. I don't know what happened this weekend. I must have aged 5 years seeing the Facebook pages loaded up this weekend. It kills me, guys. It kills me. KZN in particular. I'll strangle you. Okay, they run out of here and they go, start a new Facebook page. What did I see this weekend? It just nearly killed me. DuePoint KZN, DuePoint Mpumalanga, DuePoint Eastern Cape. Folks, you are not DuePoint. Remember how I discussed that you are completely independent. Use your personal Facebook page to engage with people. Your Peter Smith page. I've joined DuePoint. I'm excited. No problem. But when you start a Facebook page that says that you are DuePoint, you're already breaking more laws than you actually understand. And we're going to come after you and make you close it down. So don't do that. Don't ever advertise DuePoint anywhere. You don't have to worry. You don't have to worry about advertising DuePoint or any of our products. I freed you from all of that. You simply connect people to us. If people go, how do I convince people to come to DuePoint? You don't have to convince them. You go to them and say, do you require more income? Yes, click. That's what you do. You see, there was no conversation involved. You click and you show. One of our big wealth engineers, Donnie van Wyk, he says, this is the most wonderful system. All I've got to do is train people how to click play. As soon as I teach them how to press play, they can do this business. Because as long as you're connected to YouTube and you click play, there we are doing the presentation. There's no need for advertising at all in the DuePoint system. And then the fifth point, folks, don't send anybody here who's to us and hope that we're going to look after them. We get a lot of that. We get people that say, no, my friend, he couldn't make it today, so he just sent me here, so just tell me what to do. We don't do that. We don't look after your people. They're your connections. They're your responsibility. Bring them, make sure you're here when you bring people. And then, folks, as well, don't advertise your W number out there to the whole world and hope they're going to sign up. They're not. You've got to connect with individuals. It is a connection business that we're doing. So I know you guys know what you need to do. I'm just giving you the 5 do's and don'ts. Okay. Now, you've picked a good week to join us here at DuePoint. This week, Thursday, is our Throwdown Thursday. We do it once every 3 months. It's an opportunity where we get serious about presenting the DuePoint business to the people around the country. And this week's Throwdown Thursday, we've got a special guest coming to join us. Last year, you'll remember, we had Dr. Benfield, who was the founder of Clientele Life, with us. Well, this week, Thursday night, we've got a very special guy coming. He's had as much impact, if not more, in the South African economy and context, and we're very excited to have him with us on the evening. So please, make sure you're here. We want the place packed out. Make sure you book your ticket on your app or on our website so that you get a space. And guys, if you're around the country and can't get here, make sure you tune in. It's going to be one of those historic presentations on Thursday night. You're going to want to be here to see it. You're going to want to see it live. And make sure you've got as many guests with you as well, especially the difficult ones. The ones who go, nah, it's this, it's a pyramid scheme, and it's this, and it's that. Those ones you're going to want here on Thursday night. We've got a specialist joining us. It's going to be fantastic. Make sure you start booking now, and otherwise you're going to not get your spot here on Thursday night. Folks, 31 days to the end of November. Then it's Puza Thursday for 31 days. So you're going to get nothing done over December. I promise you, people, it's going to be much harder over December. We've got 31 days, 1 day of October left, and 30 days of November left. Let's go crazy in building a new economic future for ourselves. We're very serious about what we're doing here, ladies and gentlemen. We're serious about doing it now, not doing it in the future. We want to do it now with South Africans, and we want you to be part of it. Folks, if you do want to be part of it and you've got questions, come and ask us. Come and ask us. Get it clear. We not only want you to take the tool away with you this evening, we want you to be empowered and impassioned about building this business over the next 30 days and across Christmas and into 2018. And we can change the life you live if you join us in this process this evening. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to see you all outside, and thanks for all of you who have tuned in live tonight.